there, YouTube. The sun is out today. I'm super happy about that. Up until the past couple of days, it seemed like it had really been a while since we'd gotten some sun over here where I am. So this is pretty nice. It is very cold. I mean, yes, obviously it's winter, so it's gonna be cold, but I'd say so far, the past few weeks, really, maybe 2 to 3 weeks, end of January so far, early February has been particularly, really cold. Single-digit temperatures pretty much every night for the past few weeks. Below zero quite a few times as well, and also quite a few times it's also been single digits during the day. But I guess right now it looks like it's about 33 degrees, it says on my car thermostat. So compared to what it's been lately, that's actually like, this is practically on the warmer side right now, just in comparison to how it has been, you know. It's funny, I was looking up stuff about, oh no, I see a train. I've like never seen a train. Oh gosh, I have a feeling this is gonna be a long one. Am I gonna be late for work now? I drive over these train tracks all the time, and I don't think I've ever seen a train come through here. This is, oh look, all the graffiti. There's so much graffiti on it. I just know that to mess with me, this is gonna be like some random mystery train out of the blue that's gonna go on forever and make me late for work. It's never gonna end. If I wasn't doing a YouTube video, I would try to count the cars on it. I don't know what you call the individual like links, like sausage link things on the train. I'm gonna be late. I just know it. This is not gonna ever end, is it? This is like a scary movie where all of us, at least it's during the day, at least it's sunny, but oh my gosh, it's already over. Oh wow, I can't believe it. Usually, it's been a while since I've gotten stuck at a train, but usually when I do, they're really long and like never end. Okay, that wasn't too bad. That was actually really short. What was I saying? I was just complaining about it being cold. Single digit temperatures. I have like really bad ADHD. I'm so ashamed of how easily distracted I get. Just over anything. Like obviously that was kind of distracting, but still, like I should still be able to keep a train of thought of single digit temperatures. Oh, I've been watching stuff about Antarctica on YouTube lately, and I don't know, I forgot that I guess certain regions down near the South Pole, like Antarctica and I guess Australia maybe, I forget that their seasons are reversed from where I am. So like this time of year is actually their summer season. And then when it's summer here, like July and August, I guess that's actually their time for winter. But I had completely forgotten that. So out of curiosity, because I was Googling a bunch of stuff about it, and just on its own, like the weather for, because I Googled Mount Erebus, which, where is that? Is that in Antarctica? It's an active volcano. I'm pretty sure that's in Antarctica. How is there a volcano in Antarctica, by the way? That makes no sense. I don't believe that. That can't be right. I'm pretty sure that's what it said though. So I was just Googling Mount Erebus for whatever reason. It had led me on to that curiosity. And the weather, like the temperature of that location just kind of automatically popped up on my Google screen. And it said the temperatures, I guess, over there right now were like in the 60s. And I was like, wait a minute, how is it colder where I am right now than Antarctica? Because again, I had forgotten that this is their summer season right now, even though it's winter for me where I am. So I was like, wait, how is it colder where I am than Antarctica? And I was kind of freaking out until I realized, oh yeah, it's their summer. But at first I was like, well, maybe it's because that's an active volcano, so the volcano is like warming up the temperatures or something over there. Or I'm really not too sure. I still don't understand how there can be a volcano in a place that cold in the first place. Or how does that work? Yeah, I don't really get it, but but still, honestly though, whether or not it's like their summer season, I don't think that should really make that much of a difference. Like, I would think of, it's kind of like Florida, where I would think of Florida as being sunny and warm year round no matter what, which apparently it actually like isn't. I guess it actually gets cold at night in Florida this time of year as well. But, well, I can't see a thing. Yay, there's sun, and then the sun's always right in my face when I'm driving, so I can't see anything. But so yeah, I would have thought that Florida would be like always sunny and warm, but I guess it's not. And I would have thought that Antarctica would just like always be freezing no matter what. Is that the parking spaces? Oh, I can't tell. Oh, it's not. Okay, I can't park there. It's like, I don't have any of my favorite parking spaces today. Yes, I am at the club right now. I just got here. I was just at the grocery store, and I don't have a lot of time to do a video today, unless I have to go sign in pretty soon. So unless I want to do the rest of my video in a freezing cold car, like I try to do that, you know, to a point, and then my threshold for that doesn't last very long, and then like once my car's off and the heat's off in my car, I really struggle to, you know, not freeze and like concentrate. It's already difficult enough for me to concentrate and not lose my train of thought over anything, but especially when my brain's starting to freeze in my head, like when the car's off and stuff. But anyway, so yeah, I guess, yeah, I would think that Antarctica would be cold year round, but I guess, I mean, in comparison to their winter season, which is obviously a lot colder, like it said that their winter season in, I guess their winter seasons like July and August can get like negative 90 degrees, which is just terrifying. But it's still weird to me, like that it could be that much of a difference where it's that cold in their winter season, but then this time of year for them, it's in the 60s. I still think it's weird that any time of year they would have warmer temperatures than where I am. I originally thought, until I looked that up, I originally thought that it would always be colder there for them year round because it's freaking Antarctica, you know, like, but anyways, so yeah, I don't have my notes out yet. Like I'm usually always in a rush doing these lives and doing these videos, but I'm in even more of a rush today. Because I was obviously just driving. I wasn't sure if I was gonna have time to do a video at all today, but the sun's out and it's the start of February still, and I think it's Groundhog's Day, so woohoo, I don't know, happy Groundhog's Day, kind of, I don't know. That's a holiday, right? Sure, love holidays. Oh, so in my notes, I just know that I'm not really going to be able to get into my notes like I'd like to yet again, but I haven't gotten them out yet. Here they are. Here's some of them. I have so like, endless notes, but here's some right here. These are my more recent ones. And before even getting into them, just talking about Antarctica reminds me of something I have written down on here about Antarctica. I guess there was like this unclaimed part of it, Marie Byrd Land. So it's actually, I don't know, I find it really interesting. Antarctica, if you look at it on a map, it's like divided into a bunch of different sections, and a bunch of different companies, like countries, a bunch of different countries have like claimed rights to parts of the land of Antarctica. Like, I think France has like the tiniest little sliver, and some of the other countries have different sized portions of it that they've claimed. I don't think the US has any claimed territory, actually. And I don't think China does either. And I don't think Russia does. But I really can't remember off the top of my head which countries do have a claim to some of the land over there. I just remember France having the tiniest little sliver, and a few other countries having like very small pieces to where it's like, what's the point? Like, what are they gonna do over there? But I guess there's like, on the southwestern kind of like quarter of it is, I think it's still technically unclaimed. Some guy named it after his wife, like a long time ago, Marie Birdland. And I think in 2000, let me see my notes. Some guy tried to claim this land and name himself a duke of this land back in 2000. Let me see if I can find it. 2001. Okay. In 2001, Travis McHenry tried to claim that unclaimed portion of Antarctica and called it West Antarctica, and appointed himself I don't know where this word comes from, the Grand Duchy. I can't say that without cracking up, because up until like finding this stuff online, like finding the stuff on Google, I had never heard the term Grand Duchy, and I still I had heard the term Duke. Obviously, like that's a pretty common, not a common word, but it's common enough to have heard of it. But Grand Duchy? Like, what is that? I can't say that without laughing. What is that? And okay, what else? Yeah, the Grand Duke. He's the Grand Duke, I guess. So it's considered an unrecognized micronation. Apparently there's a lot of unrecognized micronations, at least on Wikipedia. There's like this long ass list that I haven't even begun to really get through. I scanned through some of them, and there's a long list of apparent micronations, which I had never heard that term until just recently with this stuff. I don't know. I still, honestly, it's another one of those concepts I still don't understand, to where I'm like, I don't get it. I really don't, but I'm trying to understand like what they're talking about. I don't, but but it's funny. I mean, it's a funny concept, and I just like to say Grand Duchy because I can't say that without laughing. It's one of those things that's like a Patronus charm for me. Well, Patronus charm is something I got from Harry Potter. If you're not familiar with, it's a thing from the Harry Potter books where the Patronus charm is supposed to like fend off evil, like bad spirits, bad thoughts. So for me, I use the term Patronus charm as like something that I can think of to cheer myself up when I'm feeling not so great, which is a lot of the time. So, because yeah, anytime I say Grand Duchy, I just can't help but laugh. So that's like a new Patronus charm for me now. But so yeah, and so there's a few other ones that I want to look into more. I can't remember what most of these are off the top of my head. There's also a Grand Duchy of Avram. I don't know. Principality of Snake Hill. This one, I've looked into this one a little bit more. There's this place called the Otherworld Kingdom. This is a BDSM resort, and it's called like an independent matriarchy, which this has probably got to be the only matriarchy probably that exists in the world, if it actually does exist, and this isn't just like a made up thing, like another lie on the internet. But I'm pretty sure every other country in the world is a patriarchy, isn't it? I would assume. I know the US is definitely a patriarchy. Well, okay, so no, but in England they have queens. So maybe that would be, what is that? That's like a mix? That's like a dual genderarchy? That's just a mix. I don't know what these technical terms are. But okay, so the Otherworld Kingdom is apparently, according to Wikipedia and Google, so don't quote me on this, but it's a BDSM resort, independent matriarchy. And it said, although not recognized by any other country, it has claimed to have its own currency, passports, police force, courts, state flag, and this is the best part for me, state hymn. They have their own state hymn. I really wonder what that might be like. So, I don't think I've looked up on YouTube. So maybe YouTube would actually have a video about that. Who knows? Maybe they even have a video with the state hymn. So a lot of this stuff I want to look up separately on YouTube, but I haven't yet. I've only looked up a lot of this stuff on Google and Wikipedia so far. Although I did watch some videos about Marie Birdland on YouTube. I did find some videos about that on there. Some of them are actually pretty good. Because I think Marie Birdland, even though that guy tried to claim it, I think there's like a whole Wikipedia page on him about this. Like other nations don't recognize him as having claimed it, or even though there's a whole Wikipedia page dedicated to it. It's very confusing to me. I really don't get it, but it is a funny concept to me. So I just like to say Grand Duchy. And I guess with like global warming, parts of Antarctica are melting to where in one of the videos I watched about Marie Birdland, he was like, well, it makes sense that no one would really care that much about Antarctica or want that, like, really care about claiming this Marie Birdland. But with parts of it melting, I guess there's like theories that there might be more natural resources, like more available in the future. And I guess the treaty, they have like treaties about it. I think the most recent one expires in like 2050 something, maybe. I don't remember off the top of my head. I didn't write it down, but it's all very interesting, at least to me. I love stuff like this. But anyway, oh gosh. Okay, so that's all of the second half of this particular paper. The top half I'm not going to get into in this video because I just don't feel like I have time, and that's like a separate subject that doesn't really tie into, actually that could tie into some of this, but I feel like I could make a whole separate video on the top part of this paper. Anyway, so about my shift last night. Today is Monday. Yay Monday. Last night was obviously Sunday. I did work until close last night. It was a weird night for me. Kind of because I did a video earlier before my shift yesterday, and in quite a bit of that video I was talking about issues that I have here at the club, yet again, as I oftentimes do here on this channel and in pretty much most of my videos. So I was talking about a couple of the DJs that used to work here years and years ago. I used to work with them and have like weird situations, not relationships, but like working relationships, weird situations going on with that, with them. And so one of them was here last night. I do see them here at the club from time to time, but not very often. But anytime that I do, I feel very weird. It brings up a lot of weird feelings and weird memories. And also I was talking about how I have an allergy to the smoke machine that they use here at the club sometimes, or really a lot of times. It seems like more so on the weekends lately, so I try not to work those shifts and stuff. I was talking a lot about that yesterday, and I've talked a lot about that here before on this channel and in a lot of my videos. But so it was weird though, because like the timing with how things went last night, I noticed the smoke on, and then I hadn't seen this old DJ guy at that point yet, so I was already kind of on edge with the smoke. And shortly after I noticed it on, I was called to stage. So at first, and there was really nobody at the stage. So there was a few guys kind of like seated in table or chairs and at tables somewhat near the stage, but not literally at the stage, if that makes sense. So, you know, they were at the tables near the stage, so if they liked to dance around the stage, or they could get up from their table and go to the stage just a few feet away, but they weren't already at the stage waiting to just, you know, sit there and tip and that kind of thing. So at first, I was just feeling like really, you know, because a lot of times they won't use the smoke on Sunday or the slower nights that I usually work. So when they do every now and then, it's kind of like just, I just kind of, I'm allergic to it. I get really sick from it usually. So, you know, it just sets me on edge, and I have a lot of bad history with situations going on with that stuff. So at first I was kind of like, well, maybe I should just skip my stage and not go on, which I normally never do. I mean, I love going on stage, and I really try to be professional. I really don't like to miss a stage, or, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. It's very, very rare for me to miss a stage. And if I do, there's a reason, like a strong reason, like something's going on, you know? So, I almost didn't go on stage, but then I was like, no, just like do it this one time, see how it goes, and just try to tolerate it, you know, just try to I'm trying to build up a tolerance. Like, I always tell myself that and then always regret it because I get sick from it. But, I just, you know, it's like, just do one round, see how it goes. And then, you know, if you're really feeling awful already after that, just go talk to the manager and ask them to shut it off. Or turn it down or whatever. Because when I've done that in the past, the manager that was on shift that put it on, he's been usually pretty good about just like being nice about it and turning it down if I ask him to. So anyway, I went on stage, and at first with the smoke on, I was like, don't try to do pole, because up until this point earlier on for my shift, I had been going on the pole and doing pretty good with that. I normally try to go on the pole almost every single time I go on stage, for the most part, not literally, but pretty much mostly. But this time with the smoke, I was like, don't go on the pole. But once I was up there, I did go on the pole. I just wanted to show myself, prove to myself that I could do it, blah, blah, blah. So normally the smoke stuff makes the pole more slippery. I mean, it does. It's like an oil-based product. So it's like oil being pumped into the air, which, you know, collects onto the pole, obviously. But I still went on the pole, went upside down. It was more slippery as it would be, as that's what happens. But I still did it. I kind of did okay with it. Not great, you know. I really felt like I couldn't breathe up there. Like, I was really just not feeling good, you know. Like, I really struggle with this stuff, and it's just... And it's a psychological thing too. It's a physical thing, because I do have actual physical symptoms where I don't think it's a placebo effect. I don't think it's psychosomatic. I mean, I have an allergy, but it's also a mental thing too, where it's like just seeing all the smoke in the air. It's like, I feel like I can't breathe. It's right near the stage. And when I'm, you know, like when you're active, like if you're working out, if you're doing something very physical, you kind of breathe harder, or you need to breathe like more, get more oxygen, that kind of thing. It's a weird psychological effect for me, where it's like when I'm on the pole and I'm really like working hard, I feel like I need to be able to breathe well, but with all this smoke just like blowing in my face, it's like I can't see, I can't breathe. And it's the physical symptoms from the allergy, but it's also the additional psychosomatic mental aspects of it too, where it's like just really psychologically difficult and stressful. And I feel like I can't breathe, but I actually really can't breathe very well up there. Anyways, right after I went on the pole, did pole tricks with the smoke blowing all over the place, I noticed this DJ guy, which normally if I had seen him, I was already thinking about not going on the pole with the smoke. But anytime that I see him there, I'm like, I tell myself not to go on the pole, because I just get really anxious, you know, when he's there. And it would be awful if I fell off the pole and got hurt anyways, obviously, regardless, but it would be that much worse with like someone like him there to witness it. You know, like one of those DJ guys, or just, you know how there's certain people where it's like, if something bad is going to happen, there's certain people from your past maybe sometimes where it would be that much worse for them to have to witness it additionally, to add on to that like horribleness. it's so nice and warm in here right now, and I have to go sign in for work. Sorry I keep having to do this for my lives, but if I go past a few more minutes past 4 o'clock, the price goes up that I have to pay to work here. So I'm already here. I have 2 minutes. I have to go. Crap, I have to shut my car off and go sign in. But I don't want to pause my live, so yet again, I am just gonna have to go real quick, but I will be right back. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. I love patting this purple thing at least. I hate having to go do that in the middle of a video, but I love patting the purple thing. Okay, so yeah. Normally when I see that DJ guy, see, I'm breathing heavier just from doing that. Normally when I see that DJ guy, I tell myself, okay, don't go on the pole and just like do nothing on stage, just kind of stand there and pose or whatever. Just be extra careful and don't do anything. Don't try to do anything. Stand still like a statue. So, but I hadn't noticed him in the club until after I had already gone on the pole, which I guess was, you know, for the better. But once I noticed him there, I was like, crap, like it just changed my whole vibe. And I was just, he's been so mean to me in the past. I mean, we did have a really weird situation going on as far as working together at the club. And that went on for years and years and years and years and years. You know, it wasn't like a brief thing. This went on for a long time. Up until I think he left the club it was January of 2023 that he actually like fully left. Up until that point, he had come and gone a lot of times throughout the years. But then, yeah, January of 23 is when he like left the club for good, I'm pretty sure. It would be so funny if he eventually came back to work here again, because he used to do that a lot, you know, but I'm pretty sure all the other times when he had come and gone before, I'm pretty sure it was of his own choosing, like he was choosing to do that. Whereas this couple years ago in January of 2023, I'm pretty sure that time when he left, it's because he was fired. So I'm pretty sure. Anyways, so yeah, he was actually there the entire rest of the night up until we closed. So normally when I do see him there, it's brief. And he'll kind of be there, like when I see him there, when I'm there, it's brief, and then he'll leave shortly after I see him. Whereas last night he was there again, yeah, until close. So all the rest of that shift for me was, I was feeling kind of just weird, you know, like just, I was on edge, you know, like just anxious and uncomfortable. And I'll be honest, there were times of it like where I had some tears in my eyes. I wasn't fully crying or anything, but I was having to try not to, you know, like, cause yeah, it's like he talks to a lot of other people there and we just don't talk. Like I don't know, if I would try to say hi to him, he would probably just get mad or ignore me or not say hi back, or probably just get upset. Like he really doesn't like me, and he never, like, I don't know why exactly. He was just always really mean to me and never liked me. Like we had a really weird working situation for a lot of years, and it's really affected me. But usually, you know, like out of sight, out of mind. Like it took me a while to kind of try to get past it and not think about it. But obviously, like when I do see him here, it brings stuff up and then I think about it. So yeah, I was feeling pretty down for a lot of the night last night, and also my dancer friend Taz, she was talking to him for like pretty much the whole time he was here, which when her and I talk about him from time to time, she doesn't say very nice things about him. She kind of like just makes fun of him, and she doesn't say nice things. So I never really thought of them as like being super friendly or close. But yeah, when he was here last night, they were talking. Like I don't know what they were talking about, obviously. Like I wasn't going over and listening, but I could tell just by looking at the way they were talking, like they were really like getting into talking about something. And for like hours when he was here, like that pretty much the entire time he was here, it seemed like they were talking and like really, really talking. So I was like, damn, like I still haven't had a chance to ask her what they were talking about because, I mean, yeah, that went on until the end of the shift, and then I left at the end of the shift. I don't know what everybody else did, but so I kind of obviously next time I see Taz, I'm gonna ask her what they were talking about I'm gonna have to try to word it in a way that doesn't sound too like mind your own business kind of thing. But I mean, she knows, like every time her and I, like she knows, like if I see him, I'm gonna ask. Like she knows that I bring him up and talk about him a lot. I try not to, but I'm just one of those people. Like, I really don't get over things, in case anybody that's watched my videos can't already tell. I don't get over stuff. I do, but I don't. Like, I do to the point where I can joke about it and like still laugh and like get over it to a point, but really deep down, I'm not actually over it, and I never will be. Like, I guess I can like forgive to a point, but I definitely don't. I can forget out of sight, out of mind temporarily for time periods, but I never like fully forget. I mean, I forget tons of stuff, but maybe even if it's just my subconscious or a lot of stuff that's like personal to me and like interpersonal people stuff, I really don't forgive or forget that much. If anything, I'll forgive more than I'll forget, but especially people stuff, I'll usually just always remember and not really be able to get over. Yeah, I wonder what they were talking about, because they were really talking. So anyway, I don't want this whole video to be about that though. Moving on for now. Where is Timbuktu? And how do you spell that? There's all these things that I always want to Google, and it takes 2 seconds to Google this stuff, but I don't really go on the internet from my phone because apparently that uses storage, and I don't have any storage left on my phone. So I really don't do much at all from my phone other than my YouTube, and I actually can't even take more pictures right now. It's weird because somehow I can still take screenshots from my YouTube videos, thank gosh. But taking a screenshot from my videos, I guess I don't have to open the camera app to do that. If I try to actually go into my camera app, open that up separately, and take a picture just with the camera, that won't work right now until I delete other pictures. So I really can't do much on my phone at all. I'm very, very limited, like on my phone, on my laptop, anything like that. It's really difficult. So, but like in the past, if I do take the time to go and delete a bunch of pictures, sometimes the camera app will eventually, like I have to reset my phone usually, but eventually I can get my camera app back to working to take a few new pictures. But I do have to delete a lot of pictures for that to happen. So I hate to delete stuff, and it takes time, you know, like I have to scroll through all this stuff and like pick and choose which ones to delete kind of thing. And once I realized that I could still at least get screenshots from my YouTube app, even with the camera app being not working, I was like, well, whatever, at least as long as I can get my screenshots from my videos from the YouTube app, that's at least okay for now, I guess. So I haven't really bothered recently to try to delete other old pictures to open up the camera app again. But anyways, oh, actually that reminds me, I know another thing, this is gonna be kind of random, but another thing that I had been wanting to, I know it's written down in one of these papers that I had been wanting to mention, this is so random, but I was really wanting to take, obviously there's times where I'm like, crap, I really want to be able to take a picture right now. Like it sucks not being able to. So I really do need to get around to deleting old pictures to open up my camera app again. But so one of the times recently where I was really wanting to take a picture but wasn't able to, um last week last week we got a foot of snow last Sunday. So obviously not yesterday Sunday, but the week prior. And so my landlord was kind of, being a little bit difficult about me moving my car for the plow guy to come. And that was like kind of a whole big, you know, a little bit of a situation. It was, because the times that the plow guy comes are really not good times for me as far as like trying to get sleep and trying to get ready for work, and then also having to rush out to go move my car at this exact specific time. And really, it wasn't even necessary, like, when the plow guy came for me to move my car, but my landlord can be pretty difficult about that kind of stuff. So anyway, where I had moved my car temporarily for the snowstorm last week, it was on the other side of the building from where I normally park. And I mean, I never park over there. I don't think really anybody does, or it's really weird because even the area to go walk over there is not shoveled, or like where most of the cars of the people that live in that building are, um to walk from the apartment door over to that parking area, there's, like, a yard where there's a bunch of snow, but then I'm pretty sure it's my landlord or somebody shovels out like a walkway, to be able to walk over to the cars. But on the other side of the building where I had parked, there's technically a couple cars, but there's also a lot of open space where there could be more cars to park, where I had parked mine temporarily for that storm. But so there's definitely, compared to the other spot where I normally park, there's like 7, 8, probably almost 10 cars. Whereas this other side of the building, there's 2 cars, I think, that are usually parked there. But then a lot of open space where there could be more cars, but really aren't. But there's at least 2. What I'm saying is there's not 0. It's not like there's no cars. There's at least a couple. But I guess whoever those cars belong to, they must just work from home or like never leave the building, because to try to get over to that area, that part of the yard, I guess, isn't shoveled. Like there's no walkway shoveled. And so it's like you walk out the front door, there's 2 different sides that go down this little hill to get to the 2 different parking areas. One of them is completely shoveled out, like this path, and the other one has no path whatsoever. And these spots are right next to each other. So it just looks weird having one like adjacent to each other. There's one really obviously shoveled out path and one it's just all snow. So for me to try to get over to this other area, to where I had parked my car temporarily, I had to trudge through a lot of snow, Or actually, I tried to at first, but at that point, the snow was so deep that I was like, F that, I'm not gonna do that. So I walked down the front way to like go all the way around, like through, like kind of walking on the sidewalk near the street, and then walking all down the driveway. Anyways, so this is not my point. I'm just kind of rambling like I usually do. But before this, I was really, really anxious parking my car over there because, yeah, I mean, I never park over there. I don't really know what's going on over there. It's really weird to me that there are technically a couple cars that park over there, but there's nothing's being shoveled with the snow over there, basically. So it's like just weird. And yeah, my landlord was threatening to like have our cars towed if we didn't park properly at the exact right time in the exact right place. So it was just like a really stressful situation for me. But right before that had happened, I think like maybe a couple days prior, I do look out the window that overlooks that other side of the building, where there's less cars parked, and I have 3 windows, none of which face the side of the building where my car is parked, which really freaks me out because I can't check on my car. I can't see it from my windows. My windows face the other side of the building where there's no shoveling being done and just only a couple cars. So where hardly anybody parks. That's the side that I can see. And that's where my windows face. So out of the 3 windows, 2 of them are completely taped up to try to like block the wind, because yeah, that's also the side where the wind usually blows the most, like from the west and stuff. So 2 of those windows more near my like bedding area, those are all like sealed as best I can, taped. There's lots of pillows. I can't see out of those windows basically because they're completely taped up. Like I have cereal boxes taped in front of them, all that kind of stuff. So I can't see out those windows. So for me to check outside at all, like to get my own visual weather report, like just with my eyes, because I can never trust the weather reports that I see online, I go to the 3rd window, which is like kind of in this further side room away from the main parts of my apartment. So it's like kind of more towards the back of the building. And so I go to that 3rd window to check outside from time to time. I mean, I do that pretty often, but recently when I did that, before the last snowstorm that we had, before the snow really hit, like the big foot that we got on Sunday, I think a couple days prior to that, we had gotten like maybe just an inch or so just a little bit of snow. But I just remember looking out the window and there were about 5 footsteps off to the side in this snow, in this little bit of snow that we had gotten. And the way that the footsteps were, they just weren't near anything. Like, they were almost off going into the woods, but they went from like the driveway area, kind of about to go off into the woods, but then making like a little half circle back to the rest of the driveway. So it's not like they were literally headed towards the woods. Like here's the driveway, here's the driveway, here's the driveway. Now this will be the snow because it's white, but it's just really weird. It's like they started, I think it was a ghost, you guys, okay? I don't know how else to put it. Because I don't think it literally made a half circle. I wish I had taken a picture. If I had taken a picture, I couldn't because my phone app wasn't working, but I really wanted to. If I had taken a picture, I would have been able, I could look back at it and like be like, oh, that's why it looked like that. But from my memory, I don't think it really made a half circle going back into the driveway or else I wouldn't have been freaked out. Like the footsteps started like near the driveway, and I think they were starting to go into the woods, but they just stopped. Like, and where they stopped, it's not like they came back to the driveway. Maybe they did, but I don't think they did. I think, because I remember being like, well, how did those start and stop? Like where they stopped, there was no vehicle. No, this isn't where the cars were parked. The cars were parked like yards and yards away on the other side of this area. This was away from the cars. So it's not like somebody would have walked and then gotten into their car. This was like towards the woods area. It's not like somebody would have eventually just walked into the woods because there was space between this area and the woods. It was headed towards the woods, but there was still a whole bunch of snow and space in between the footsteps in the woods. So unless they like started to fly or like just leapt yards and yards into the woods, it just didn't make sense. Like, looking at how the footprints stopped and started, and there were only about 5 of them. I counted them. There were 5, maybe 6, but I'm pretty sure 5. So not even an even number. And they just stopped abruptly in the middle of the snow. Like, I think they started more towards the driveway area. But again, no cars. This is not where the cars were, and by any means. It wasn't really near anything other, like, they started near the driveway, they went towards the woods, but stopped abruptly after like 5 steps. Then after where they stopped, it was just all snow. And a lot of just snowy area, no cars, nothing that they could have stepped onto or gotten into, like a vehicle, or there was just nothing. It was just snow. Like, I wish I'd gotten a picture. Anyways, it's not that exciting, but looking back, I mean, I can't understand what would have done that, unless it was just somebody messing with people, like making fake footsteps. I don't know, like why would somebody do that? It's like, I'm sure, like most things, there's got to be a logical explanation, but I can't think of one. So I'm trying to think of one. Maybe I'll come up with one later. I don't know. I can't right now. Was it ghosts? Was it a ghost or was it gang stalkers? I have that written down. So this is just some stupid little thing that I mentioned in my video yesterday, but there was part of it that I had written down that I forgot to say because I didn't see this part written down yesterday. In my video yesterday, I was talking about how last week, my shift on Wednesday, which was particularly bad, there were so many dancers, hardly any customers. I didn't make a single dollar until I think about 12:30. And the only reason I finally made at least a couple dollars around 12:30 was because there were these 3 people walking by the stage. There was a girl and 2 guys, and they were all kind of talking like to each other. I could tell the way they were walking by the stage that originally they weren't going to the stage, or they weren't going to sit by the stage. They were going, it seemed like, over to other parts of the club, like probably to go sit down at a table and just keep talking to each other. But I was trying not to be too rude, like interrupting their conversation, because I was on stage at this time, but there was nobody else by the stage. There was nobody else that seemed like they were going to come up to the stage. I had been working 8.5 hours at this point without making a single dollar. So it took me a few moments as they were walking by the stage to eventually like call out to them to try to get them to come to the stage, because again, I didn't want to be rude. So I gave it a few moments as they were walking to try to like wait to see if they were going to pause their conversation at any time, and they really weren't. So last minute, like right before they were completely done walking by the stage, I was like, well, now is my last chance for this. Like, they're not going to be able to hear me over the music if I let them take another step, basically. So yeah, like the last moment that I had to do that, I called out like as loud as I could, kind of in my Russian accent a little bit, mostly to the chick. I was like, you want to see a pole track? That's not a Russian accent, but that's my other way of trying to raise my voice. It was like, I know you do. Whatever I said, however I did it, I honestly don't remember, but I really just tried to be like, pole track! You want to see a pole trick? Because I got one up my sleeve that I'm not wearing. I'm wearing sleeves now, but I wasn't at the time, or maybe I was. Anyway, so a lot of times that doesn't work. This time it did, thank gosh. I got them to the stage. I already said all of that in my video yesterday, but a nice fun additional detail that I forgot to mention. This chick, because out of the 3 of them, 2 guys, 1 girl, it was really the chick whose attention I seemed to grab the most, that like got the guys to come to the stage. But right before this had happened, I had seen this girl in the bathroom. This particular bathroom, there's 3 stalls. 2 of them are normal, regular size stalls that I can't fit into, mostly because my backpack is so big and heavy, and also because I'm just weird and I need my space. I feel like visually I'm kind of just like a normal size, but I feel like I'm like a much larger person with the amount of space that I need to have around me. Like even in my car, like I'm hitting my head. I'm not tall, but like I just feel like I never have enough space or room around me to really move. Like I'm very claustrophobic. Anyway, so there's 2 small stalls that I really can't fit in, especially with my backpack. One of them, besides that, one of them is usually locked, if not both of them. Don't ask me why. I don't know. I don't want to know. But out of those two, you can usually only get into one of them if you're lucky. And then the third one is huge. I guess that's probably what you would call like the handicap stall. That one's like big. So with that one, what I'll do, even though it's bigger, there's still really no place for me to set down my big ass backpack. So I'll just leave the door wide open and hang my backpack on the edge or the side of the stall door. I mean, I pee with the door open. I don't really care. Like I'm a stripper. I get practically naked all the time. But I also pee standing up because I don't like to sit on the toilet seats. So for me, it's like that's just squats. Like I never really bothered to do squats beside, other than while I'm dancing, maybe, if that counts. But so for me to squat while I'm peeing, I'm like, it's a squat. I'm doing exercise right now. Yay. But this chick that was with these other guys that came to the stage, shortly before that happened, she was in the bathroom with me. She was in the bigger stall. And so normally the bigger stall is the one that I try to get into. I was about to go on stage because, again, this happened right before I went on stage. So when I have to go on stage in a minute and I have to pee, I'm very anxious to just pee so that I don't have to go on stage having to pee after. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll just have to go in one of the smaller stalls. So I did. I went into one of the smaller stalls because this chick was in the bigger one, and I didn't want to wait because I knew I was going to be going on stage in a few seconds. So, and also this small stall, it's so small. I can't really get in there. And also the door doesn't, it swings shut, the door's in the way too. I'm very claustrophobic. I'm not going to shut the door. I mean, even with the bigger stall, I leave the door open. But the door wants to shut on its own accord, to where it's also kind of blocking what tiny little fraction of space I have in that area. It's very uncomfortable. So in order for me to try to fit it all into there, I left my backpack on my back. I didn't even take it off. So, so I'm wearing this on my back, okay? I basically have to back up into the stall, hold the door open against the other side of the other stall wall or whatever with my elbow. I'm peeing with the door open with my backpack on my back. You know, it's a little bit of a visual experience for anybody that walks by, which she did. So after she finally gets out of the bigger stall, she walks right by me and obviously notices me a bit, just standing there peeing, standing up with the door open and my backpack on my back. I must have waved or something, laughed. I don't know exactly what the exchange was, but I know enough that she noticed me, and I made some kind of indication that I noticed her back, yo, I don't know. There's lots of fun times in that bathroom. The stall that she was in, the bigger one, I see a lot of times two girls in there together with the door shut, usually. I think that happened last night, but by the time I got in there, they were both coming out, and the three of us just had a 20-minute conversation. They were both pretty drunk, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, that was last night. This is a different time. So yeah, she walks by. I'm standing there peeing, standing up, door open, backpack on my back. We smile and wave and do little air kisses, whatever it was. I don't know. Moments after that is when I'm on stage. And she's walking by eventually the stage with these two guys. I'm like, hey, I remember you. Get over here. I got a pole trick for you. So yeah, that was that. That was last Wednesday though. Last night was a whole different time, a whole different night. So anyway, I'm just talking about last week because I wanted to add that fun little detail onto my little story there. Um, what? All right, I think I'm all done now. I'm all done. I can't anymore with this right now. It's still light out. You guys, it's 4:30 and it's still light out though. That is amazing. I know for a while, up until just recently, it was going on for a while that I would be doing lives out here in this parking lot and it would be dark like right at 4 o'clock or even sometimes even before that. So for it to be 4:30 and it's still light out, this is amazing. And it's sunny too, kind of. The sun's definitely out today. So that's nice. I thought there was something else I wanted to say. I mean, there's a lot for next time, sure, but I thought there was something particular. I want to be a Grand Duchy, or would it be Duchess? I want to be a duchy. Can I be a Grand Duchy too? Like, who came up with that word? Where, when, who, how? Where is Timbuktu? What is an embassy? I need to know right now or soon. I have so many questions. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure, oh, it's 4:30 on the dot. I'm pretty sure what I'm gonna wrap this up with for now. I'm pretty sure this live stream is my 97th live stream. So pretty soon I'm gonna have to try to remember when I'm doing it, when it actually rolls around for my 100th live stream in a few times. I'll probably forget for the actual 100th, but I hope that I don't, because that could be a title for the video. My 100th live stream. Don't go. It's so weird to me. I saw that guy that's leaving. I saw him go into the club like earlier in this video, it seems like just a few moments ago. It's so weird to me when people go in and then come right back out. Like, it's still light out. Happy hour goes until 7 p.m. I'm here, and he probably has no idea, but we could have had so much fun together. I can tell I would have liked that guy by looking at him. He ain't no old cracker. More of a young chocolate drop. Cut, cancel me. I need, we would have had so much fun. Come back. That's my kind of customer, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong because I haven't talked to him, obviously, but A lot of times I can tell right away just by looking at somebody. They say don't judge a book by its cover, but honestly, my book cover judging skills, I feel like this could probably apply for most dancers. Being a stripper especially, we kind of get pretty good at judging books by their covers. I still try not to do it completely. Like, I'll still try to, like, talk to people and give them a chance to prove themselves verbally, but or, like, you know what I mean. But honestly, though, if I'm really being honest about it, for the most part, usually what I think a person's gonna be like just by looking at them, pretty much like 8, 9 times out of 10, spot on. So I don't know if that's just a dancer thing or just like a stripper thing, but that's just my experience so far, almost all the time. I do love me some chocolate. But I'm on a diet. This is the second day of my diet. Oh, that's something I can talk about. Today is day 2 of my diet. Once again, earlier today, before I came out for work, I felt the fork hit the bottom of the peanut butter jar. And I'm like, oh, damn, I'm doing so good on day 2 of my diet. Not really. I was just saying how my fork was hitting the bottom of a separate peanut butter jar. That was a totally different jar that I was referring to. That was one of my very last videos, like one of my most recent ones. I don't think it was yesterday, but it could have been, or like the one right before that. It was probably last Wednesday. So I was talking about a totally separate jar of peanut butter with my fork hitting the bottom. And now I'm talking, yeah, about a different one, and the same thing. My fork's already hitting the bottom, and I'm like, am I on a diet or not? Probably not, but I'm still telling myself that I'm gonna try. I don't know what, because February is the shortest month. So I'm like, well, I just paid my rent, and the only way to slow time down when you want your rent to last longer, the only way I know how to slow time down is by being on a diet. That's the only thing I can think. Obviously, like, theory of relativity, if in the moment, like, obviously if you're doing something you don't want to be doing, you're just like waiting for it to be over, like anything pretty much, like, oh, then yeah, time slows down in the moment, I guess, for that too. But like when you pan back out, like the sucky moments day to day of like each horrible thing you have to do every single day that you don't want to do, obviously that all takes a long time in the moment. But then when you pan back out looking at the month as a whole, it's like, yeah, each day just dragged on by with all this stupid stuff that I had to do that I really didn't want to do, as usual, over and over again, with no meaning or purpose behind any of it really, other than to spend all my money, like all these places I don't want to spend it, just giving it all away to all these different bills and companies that I really don't like or think are run very well, you know, just etc., etc. So when you pan back out, it's like, yeah, the days drag on like in a horrible endless hell, but pan out and the month just flew on by. Like, there's another round of rent money that's just gone like that, and all I did was work and pay bills as usual. But what a blessing to be able to do those things, to have a job and to be able to pay the bills and blah blah blah. But you pan out and it's like, damn, the month just flew by again. The days drag, the month flew, the years fly. You know, my life's just going on by, and it's just a bunch of me. But it's like, okay, so if I want the month as a whole to go by slower because I want my rent to last longer, there's one way I know how to do that, and that's by being on a diet. That's what I tell myself. I'm gonna just diet this 1 month of February for now, and that's gonna make February last a lot longer. I just know it. So yesterday, other than the peanut butter, I feel like I did just great with this goal that I have for myself to stop being such a fat ass. Winter's almost over, so no more excuses. Oh God. What else was I just saying? Oh yeah, this is almost my 100th live stream. And it seems like just recently, because it was pretty much, that I was doing my 100th video as a whole on here. Like, just out of all my videos, I was on my 100th one. I remember because I put that in the title. And now it's going to be my 100th live stream pretty soon. So I guess that'll probably be next week. Unless I come into work a lot more than usual the rest of this week, which I might do, being on my diet and needing to do stuff and pass the time and not just hole up in my apartment and stuff my face as I would normally do. But yeah, I don't know. Either way, whether it's this week or next, to be in my 100th live stream, that's crazy to me. And I'm still so camera shy. I'm still like, yeah, really camera shy, and especially doing the lives and stuff. It's like a weird feeling to me still. But I don't want to jinx it or anything. Like, I'm always scared to say things out loud, which is another big part of what my YouTube is for me, is just like to kind of push myself to like take that risk and not be such a pansy and find that courage to actually speak things out loud, because everything's so terrifying to me, and it's that much more terrifying to acknowledge it verbally out loud with words, especially on a public platform, you know? So I don't want to jinx it, but I'm honestly amazed that YouTube hasn't canceled me yet. Because I'm such an ass. But anyway, I try not to be. Oh gosh. That's the thing about the lives too, though. They're only on my YouTube. Like, I can't really save them any other way or put them on any other platform. Not that I really know of any other sites. I've heard of a couple, but other than the whole like censorship issue and like weird kind of gray area guidelines with YouTube, and that's pretty much any site, I feel like, for the most part. But other than that, I just really love YouTube. Like, I'm not into censorship at all. Like, I'm definitely a very anti-censorship kind of person. So in that regard, like, I get frustrated with YouTube, and yeah, like, but other than that, I love YouTube so much. So I don't know, but I'm just the kind of person that gets really stressed out just not being able to say whatever pops into my head, and just anything that because I guess I'm also the kind of person where it's like, I want to confess everything about myself, like every deep, dark, dirty secret. Like, I just want to confess it all to everyone. Anybody that will listen, I don't care like who it is. Like, to have the guts to do that is such a like huge, crazy thing to me. And like, how many people can say that they're able or willing to do that kind of thing? Most people are like, or it seems like so many people, I don't know if most, but you know, like a lot of people are just like trying to maintain this false image or keep up appearances, or just lie, you know, lie to themselves, lie to others about who and how they really are, try to make themselves seem better than they are, like do what they're supposed to do. And I get it, because, you know, I'm a stripper. I have a lot of leeway in that sense of not having a regular job where I have to obey a boss and obey a corporation as much, like watch every little thing that I do and try to make sure it's by the book and what everybody else wants me to do. I mean, but even in society is in general, like there's a lot of rules you have to follow. There's a lot of, you know, things you have to kind of be wary of and watch, you know what I mean? Like, not really do what you want to do or say what you want to say. And I know that's a lot worse, or it's a lot more extreme when you probably have like a regular kind of job. you know, like compared to me, like being a dancer, like, yeah, I still have to, watch what I say and do to a point, but I feel like it's probably a lot less than for a lot of other people. So I don't know. But I feel like also that's part of why I want to be able to take advantage of that and embrace that and not let it go to waste. Like I have that gift, that this opportunity, um, which to me I consider a blessing to be able to have this amount of freedom to try to speak my mind and not do whatever I want to do, but maybe probably be able to do more of what I want to do than the average person with like a regular job that really has to probably watch their back a lot more, like every little thing that they say and do, which I don't know. I hate that concept. I hate that thought. I hate that being the reality for anybody, really, like it's so depressing to me and it's so scary and concerning. And I do get why I guess it might be necessary, like for society to a point, though. I don't know. It's just one of those things where I feel like I can see a lot of different sides to it, a lot of different ways of looking at it and thinking about it. I'm not really too sure exactly like what to make of it overall, but like anything pretty much, it just overall really stresses me out to think about. And I'm like, damn, but I just want to enjoy where I am right now, being able to do a lot of what I do for the most part as a dancer, as an independent, entertainer is what they call us, independent professional entertainers. I don't know how professional I am. Of course, I try to be professional, but honestly, like that's a struggle for me. But I do feel pretty independent and I do feel pretty entertaining. So I like that. I don't like to be independent, but I feel like that's just my calling in life so far. Like I pretty much have no choice. So that I really don't seem to have much of a choice in. Like I gotta be independent because I ain't got no one. So yeah, I don't really like being independent. I don't like being professional. I try because that's just what you're supposed to do, I guess, but it's not my favorite thing by far. Entertaining though, I love being entertaining. I love being an entertainer. The first two parts, independent, professional, whatever, no for me, but entertainer, yes, I will be an entertainer. I love being an entertainer. I love being entertaining or trying to be entertaining myself, entertaining others, mostly entertaining myself is just the greatest. I love being an entertainer. So that part, I'm just fully, completely on board so much, and just what a blessing, what an amazing like thing to be. Like it's right up my alley and I just love it. So woohoo. I especially love entertaining myself, honestly. I crack myself up and I just love that so much because I love to laugh and I always have. Hopefully I always will. Hopefully I never really lose that, like hopefully I can hold on to that throughout the rest of my, existence, and to, like, as I continue to just get older and older and older, like, I really hope that I hold on to that and just don't lose it, I never want to be like that cranky kind of old person, Well, a lot of times I am, even right now, honestly, like, I've always been a little bit cranky and had a little bit of an attitude, but I feel like what kind of trumps most of that and overshadows it for the most part is just me loving to just have fun and just laugh. I love to laugh, like I love to, yes, I have an attitude. Yes, I get cranky. Yes, I get in bad moods, hormonal, hells and whatever, but laughing just makes it all so much better. And I love when the laughing just takes over and, just overpowers all that crap in the moment when you're actually laughing and enjoying things and enjoying a mood, like a happy mood, and I just love to laugh. I love to entertain. And yes, especially myself. I feel like I'm so good at it. I don't know if I'm good at entertaining other people, but I'm pretty good at entertaining myself. I really am. And I'm very thankful for that. And I don't want to let it go to waste. I just want to do a lot of it and just really try to enjoy it, because yeah, it is a blessing. And not everyone has this amazing gift, this amazing ability and talent to just crack themselves up. It's great. All right, so it's really cold in here and my phone battery is almost all gone. So I need to charge my phone, and I should probably go back into the club and go work now. And entertain others here at the club as well. Or try to. So yeah, tomorrow, if I'm able to get out and do a video, if I'm able to get out on time tomorrow and do a video, that will be Tinka Tuesday, which woohoo. So hopefully I'm able to do that, and hopefully you guys are well. Thanks to people for watching. If anybody, I can't see if there's viewers in here right now or not because I put a rubber band. Lately I've been putting a rubber band over the, let's just see. Oh, there's 5 people watching. Wow. That's exciting. That's so much better than 0 or 1. Any number of viewers other than 0 or 1. 1 is the worst. I would rather have 0 than 1. 1 is the worst for me. 0 is the second worst. Any number after that, I'm thrilled with. So that's awesome. So thanks. I can say thanks to people for watching, I guess, if that's like a real number and not just like a made up thing. Because yeah, I put a rubber band over this top of the screen to cover the view count. And it also covers the timestamp. So the timestamp is 77 minutes. Huh. I like that number. But usually after the video processes later on, it'll have a slightly different timestamp than the one where I actually originally end the video, which is very strange to me. But whatever, I guess. I don't know. Just another thing that I don't understand. Anyway, so yeah, hope you guys are well, and thanks for watching. And peace out for now. Okay, bye for now, guys. It also covers the X, the rubber band, to try to for me to try to sign off the video, so I kind of have to like maneuver a little bit. But anyways, peace out for now.